first saw it, I kind of laughed at him because I was like, buddy, why are you so excited? This is a little sticker. And his story was amazing. 5 days later, his brain fog lifted, and he was like, you have to look at this. I know your mom's in pain. Go do your research. So I did a lot of digging. Um, at that stage, my mom had a cushion in between the L4, L5 vertebra, busy disintegrating, and I was on my way to holiday to go visit her. So after doing a lot of due diligence, I told my mom about it, and I said, Mom, let's see what it's going to do to your back. Now, at that point, she was in a lot of pain, debilitating, couldn't function properly. I said to her, Mom, I don't know what this patch is going to do. Let's stick it there on your back where the pain is. And I'll never forget that moment. It was 45 minutes later. She came into the room where I was sitting and white in the face. She was like, my pain is gone. What is this stuff? 3 months later, she phoned me that moment when she was picking something up off the floor for the first time in 2 years. And right then I got really, really excited just seeing the results with my mom. And I've now shared this with a couple of people. And what's been happening to people's health is just groundbreaking. And I'm going to go into finer detail right now. So just to quickly start right at the beginning. So have you been patched yet? So many of you on the call has never heard of this technology. Tonight I'm going to talk about X39. It's the world's first stem cell rejuvenation patch. All this is going to do is elevate, activate, and regenerate your body. And it does it all with drugs and without drugs and medication. So very, very exciting. So what are stem cells? Now, the New England Journal of Medicine has stated that the number one indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of stem cells in the bloodstream. A stem cell are cells with the potential to develop into any kind of cell needed. They have this incredible ability to heal and repair any organ or tissue. And now, finally, we have a patch where we can start waking up our body's own stem cells. And that's super exciting. So why the X39 stem cell activation patch? The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. As a teenager, you have about 1 billion active stem cells. By age 30, this number has dropped to 400 million, which is about a 60% reduction. And then by the age 60, this number has dropped to 100 million. It's a 90% reduction in stem cell activity. I'm sure everybody on the call here has seen this. If you're over the age of 45, it just goes downhill very quickly when you get hurt. It takes longer to heal. And as we age, that just deteriorates. And it's directly connected to how many active stem cells we have in the blood. So how does X39 work? The most basic way I can explain it, did you know if you walk outside in the sun and the sun hits your skin, your brain produces vitamin D? That process is called phototherapy, and the patches work in exactly the same way. All this patch does, it sends a signal to the brain, the body activates a copper peptide in the blood, and that then wakes up the stem cells. And the stem cell can then go and repair where it's needed. And it can form into any cell, a heart cell, a liver cell, a kidney cell, an eye cell. It's just remarkable what a stem cell can do. It's completely non-invasive and non-transdermal. There are no drugs in this patch. It's made from organic nanocrystals. Nothing's going through the liver or the kidney, so it can't react towards medication. And that's really, really exciting. It's made from a 3M medical grade adhesive. So 1 in 10,000 people has an allergic reaction to the adhesive in plasters. If that is the case, you can stick the X39 on the inside of your shirt, and it will still work. It's actually your body heat that activates this process. So what will happen if you activate your stem cells? So I've told you the story of rapid pain relief of my mom. We're seeing that time and time and again. And one of the main reasons for that is X39 is really good at going after inflammation. And it's why we see positive results on many serious medical conditions, because it's actually going after the inflammation, and then we see the symptoms improve. So a very, very groundbreaking. If we can sort out the inflammation, the symptoms will slowly go. It supports wound healing. Energy and vitality is a really big thing. I wake up early in the morning. Some nights I work till late. I don't dip energy levels in the afternoon anymore. The one thing that's not on here that's also drastically improved since I've been using it is my sleep. I sleep really, really deep, and when I wake up with energy. There's no lag. So the next thing that's a really big thing for me here is mental clarity. Now, my business partner, Chris Hutting, his brain fog went away in 5 days, and that's a really big thing. For me, it took a little bit longer. It was around the 3 week mark. And when you have mental clarity, you start making better decisions in your health and your business. And that just has a ripple effect of positivity over time. Now, it also enhances sports performance. Athletes that are using the patches are seeing that they have increased strength and more stamina, and they recover quicker from exercise. And the nice thing about that is with athletes, if they get hurt, they'll recover a lot quicker. And then definitely improve skin appearance. That's also a big thing I've witnessed with myself. I had black rings under my eyes, it's almost completely gone. My skin has tightened up, and I really like that for the long term. So, how to wear X39? This is very important. You need to wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. And then you throw away the patch. What I've seen people do is they take the patch that they've worn, they either put it on a spouse or an animal. The furry friends also love it, and also seeing great results. Then you just rinse and repeat this process. Every day you put on a patch, and this has a compounding effect. To give you an idea, X39 wakes up about 4,000 stem cells a day, and that has a compounding effect. After 10 days, it's 40,000 stem cells. After 100 days, it's 400,000. And that's why we see such incredible results over time. You can wear more than one patch at a time. Just know that you must please drink plenty of water. That helps the cell to function better, and it also assists the patches in communicating the different frequencies. Just something that I can also mention, when you start using the technology, I would also recommend that you add some electrolytes to your diet. That also can help with the response of the patches. So there's two placements where they've done testing with X39. Now, when I patched my mom, I patched her right there where the pain was. So if you have a knee that is problematic or a hip, you can stick it right on there. But the testing that they've done is literally in the base of your neck and 3 fingers below the belly button. And all we need to do is just stay consistent. Every day we're just sticking on a new patch, and then we start seeing really big improvements over time. So the long-term results of X39, within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. We see decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. It's amazing that we're seeing results for those conditions without drugs and medication, sometimes very quickly, but on average, in about 6 weeks, we're starting seeing big improvements on depression. Now, within 3 months, the collagen is increased naturally in the body. Now, this helps with decreased in wrinkles, hair growth increases. It also increases the structural integrity of both skeletal and muscular systems. And the big one here, within 6 months, we see the heart reverse in age. Now, when I first looked at that, I kind of laughed. I was like, you're right. How can it do that? So they say here in a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. It is not anti-aging, it is age reversing. And that's from our CEO and inventor of LifeWave, David Schmidt. And when I saw the proof of that, I was like, wow. So in August last year, one of the people in our network posted her testimony, and I just quickly wanted to show it to you guys. So this is one of the Telegram testimonials channels that we have. Now, I'm not going to read a whole testimonial, but this was over a 5-month period. And just look at how inflamed her heart was on the first scan. Red means inflammation. And then this was a couple weeks later. I think it was like 6 or 8 weeks later. You can see the inflammation slowly but surely going. And then this was, wow, this was after I think 5.5 months. And I mean, if you look at the difference between the heart here and there, I mean, it's a really, really big difference. And this was really wow for me when I was like, is it possible that it can help a heart that never stops beating? And here we saw the proof of it. Your heart doesn't have a resting period. And the fact that we saw results on somebody's heart was one of those wow moments since I've been working with this. Now, there's a 90-day protocol with X39. So David Schmidt advises to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days for optimum results. Just on that note, the conditions that some of the people want to treat with X39, it took decades to actually get to a point where they needed to do something about it. So we can't expect these patches to fix everything overnight. Now, although this is the recommendation, we've seen results in weeks, days, hours, or minutes, or even seconds. Everybody's body is different. What I would just add to this as well, if anybody has serious conditions, add another month for every decade you are old on top of the 90-day protocol for best results. And then, of course, you'll see always drink lots of water. This is a topography map from a 77-year-old woman. This is a brain scan, and she placed X39 at the back of her neck. Now, when I looked at this the first time, it blew me away. If you look at session 1, you can see the cell has a lot of inflammation, the red inflammation. It's actually so bad, the cell is splitting, very little stem cell activity, lack of brain coherence. If you see here in session 2, 3 weeks on X39, the inflammation is almost completely gone. There's this little dot of inflammation there, and then a definite improve of brain coherence. And look at session 3. This was 6 weeks on X39. A complete turnaround, improved stem cell activity and better brain coherence. And if you look at the shot, you can see this cell has joined again. It's either joined or it's busy joining. So we can actually see this age reversal happening on a cellular level. Now, what excites me about this is the cell in your brain. Now, imagine the cells in your heart, your liver, your kidneys, all the major organs, and then your skin over time. So that is very, very exciting. Here's some shots with inflammation reduction. Now, just on this note, these pictures were in 30 minutes. This is in these cases, it's not always this quick, but it's quite profound that this happened in 30 minutes. You can see here this gentleman's back, lots of inflammation. After 30 minutes, it's reduced a lot. This is a lady, arthritis in her hands, really tough. It just gets worse and worse if you have arthritis, also in 30 minutes. And if the inflammation goes, the pain also goes with it, which is quite exciting. So inflammation reduction within animals. So this was a horse. This was over a period of time, but I mean, just look at the difference at the coat of the horse. Definitely a huge improvement there. And then look at the inflammation inside the horse just disappearing. Just absolutely amazing. And a horse doesn't know what you're doing. It just is being a horse. So it can't be a placebo if we can see that amazing inflammation reduction there over time. So for the ladies on the call, this is some of the results of people wearing it for a longer period of time. So the first lady there, quite amazing. Can you believe she's 69 years old? On day 1, you can see the bags under her eyes. And then day 42, slowly but surely that's going away. And then a year later, a complete turnaround. You can see her neck's tightened. You can see the color of her eyes improve. Amazing turnaround there. This lady was after 45 days, the crow's feet completely gone. This lady on the right here, always wow when I look at it. This was after 1 year. And look at the color of her eyes. Literally seeing the life come back into her. And then look at her neck, how is it tightened up there? And you can really see the collagen effect of the patches for the people that wear it for the long term. This lady in the bottom left corner, this was after 9 weeks, quite a big turnaround there. You could see some of the blemishes in her face slowly but surely going. And then this lady here was over 5 months. Just look at that. Just wow. You can see the mouth started drooping there, and then a complete turnaround after 5 months. So just a couple more pictures here. Vitiligo, also a really tough thing. To see results for that is incredible. This was after 3 months. This is a fella, his name is David, and had a complete turnaround from vitiligo. He looks like he never had it. Um, Absolutely amazing. If you look at this gentleman over here, this was an operation. This was the healing within 12 days. Now, normally that would be a 3-month exercise. Bottom left corner, this is a lady with Bell's palsy. Very, very tough thing to have. The face starts spasming. After 3 months, it's normalized. Made a huge difference in her life. And then psoriasis, autoimmune problem. This was after 10 days, and that's just amazing. I know that's also a really tough thing that people struggle with, and it's great that we can help people with just X39. So this was also amazing when I saw it the first time. This gentleman, you can literally see how the life is coming back in his foot. This was after 5 days. And then the lady here at the bottom, this was after 3 weeks. Just look at that amazing swelling reduction. And when I saw these slides, this was wow. This was after 10 minutes. Guys, let me just mute everybody there. Just gonna mute everyone. We can always open up for questions afterwards. Um, so this lady got her blood tested before she put on the patch, and then just give me a second. I see somebody still unmuted there. There we go. And then she put on the patch, and 10 minutes later, look at the difference there. You can see the blood is really not happy. 10 minutes later, oxygenated the blood. And what excites me about that, it's not just oxygenating the blood, but also waking up the stem cells in the blood. And it's quite profound what stem cells can do in the body. So a couple more pictures. Some of them are gory. I apologize. If you look at top left corner, this lady hurt her face. 21 days. I mean, that is just amazing. This fella here on the right had a snowboarding accident. His mom had some patches. He needed to do an interview. And within 5 days, I mean, you can literally just see a little mark there on his face there. And this fella at the bottom, he definitely had a hard fall. You can see he's wearing more than one patch. But look at that turnaround in 7 weeks. Almost good as new. This one on the right, very gory picture. It was a kid that severed his finger in a door. The parents begged the doctor to sew it back on. He didn't want to. And look at that amazing turnaround. I mean, 21 days. That is a 4 to 6 months exercise to get it looking like that. It basically looks brand new. So hair growth, the fact that we're getting collagen activated in the body, seeing amazing hair growth testimonies. This is a guy within 7 weeks. Look how nicely it filled out there. This is a fella over 3 months, completely filled out his hair there. He had a big problem. This one in the bottom left corner always excites me when I look at this. Firstly, his hair filled out properly. But the next thing that I also witnessed is that his hair color is returning back to normal, which is quite exciting. So athletes on the patches, this all started 20 years ago with our energy patch. It's called Energy Enhancer. And it's so amazing to hear the story in detail. There's a video that David Schmidt made about it. A doctor through a doctor through a doctor found the doctor that was, sorry guys, I see people are just looking for me there. Um, it was a doctor that was teaching the Olympic swimming team. And that was in 2004. And they actually patched all the athletes, and they performed so well that their medals was actually stripped away because they thought there were drugs in the patches. David had to fly there, go explain exactly how the patches work, and they were vindicated. And it's an incredible story that where this all started 20 years ago. You'll see Serena Williams also on the energy enhancer, David Beckham also on the energy enhancer, and Lorenzo Savadori, Superbike champion, he wears the X39 on his forehead for better concentration, puts his helmet on and then drives very fast on a motorbike. So quite amazing that slowly but surely the athletes are also catching on to it. And I can see why. So just to quickly talk about the supported products, there are a couple. Just to emphasize, X39 is our flagship product. You start there. You don't need any of the other patches. X39 actually does what all the other patches do in one, but they are supplementary products depending on what a person's situation is. But just X39 on its own will do the trick. That for me is not negotiable. Everybody should be wearing it because you do want to start waking up your own stem cells. Just to go through the supportive products, IceWave, amazing product for pain relief. There's no side effects. It doesn't mask the pain. It actually releases it. Glutathione is a very strong immune booster. Carnosine helps with brain function and lengthens the telomeres. Aeon, one of my favorite patches, reduces stress and inflammation. We call it our happy patch. And then Silent Nights, it regulates your sleep and increases your melatonin. And then Energy Enhancer, where this all started 20 years ago, increase energy, fat burning, and endurance. Then SP6 helps with weight and appetite and aids hormones and aids digestion. And then X49 helps with muscle mass, bone density, and heart. It's called the booster for X39. They've just released Alavida. We're very excited about it. We've been waiting for it for 17 months since we got in. It's their first collagen patch, which is quite amazing. You wear the patch, it activates your collagen even more than X39. It's always great when we see new products landing in our country. So the testimonies has been quite profound. Now, just on this note, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. If you're dealing with any serious conditions, always speak to your doctor first. But with that being said, when we started this, we literally had a handful of testimonies, and this has now grown into over 700 testimonies, over 140 different categories. And it's sort of got a life of its own, because even if we don't have a testimony for a condition that a person has, we recommend that they try it for 90 days. And this list of categories of what this is helping for is just growing on a weekly basis. Now, I just wanted to go through some of the actual topics there. So you'll see sciatica, brain fog, animals, eyesight, vision. Now, when you click on one of these categories, there's either video or a written testimony, and some of them have many in. So it's quite exciting to go through this and see what this is doing for people. You can take a screenshot of this QR code or just speak to the person that invited you, and we'll make sure that you get the testimonials channel. Just to go through a couple more things. Now, just on this note, I'm not saying that we've cured any of these conditions, by no means. And some of these conditions are very, very serious. And if we can get a 10 or 15 or 20% improvement, it could be life-changing. And yes, in some cases, we've seen complete turnarounds, but there's things on this list that I can't even pronounce. I'll have to go Google it to see what it is. But I've seen amazing results, anything kidney related, liver related, glaucoma, anything lung related, any form of inflammation. We see bone healing happening. Can you believe we've seen results for hearing? Eyesight, a really big thing in macular degeneration. We've seen results for that. Did we cure it? No, but we've seen improvement. That means we've turned it around a little, which is very exciting. Shingles, that's been popping up quite often lately. Amazing that we're seeing positive results for that. Heart health, a big thing. I just showed you guys the heart testimony there. And this list literally just goes on and on and on. Brain trauma, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and it just goes on and on. One of the things I wanted to say that's been profound in the last couple months that I've seen that's happened. We have a friend that contacted us. Their father had a melanoma cut out 3 years ago, and they caused brain damage in the operation. He was basically a vegetable. They asked me, could this help for him? Just like I tell everybody, I don't know what it's going to do, but we just have to try. I suggested that they stick the actual X39 there where they did the operation on his head. And what happened and has been happening is just mind blowing. Within 48 hours, he started making eye contact. A week later, he started saying words. I think it was 8 or 10 weeks. He was cutting the grass for the first time in 3 years. And it's now, I think, 12 weeks later, and we can have in-depth conversations with him, and he doesn't forget. And seeing an amazing turnaround in a short period of time. Another friend of mine, her mom had a stroke 3 years ago. Same story. We didn't know what it was going to do. We just kept patching her. She was paralyzed on the left side of her body completely. 3-year-old accident. I mean, the stroke would happen 3 years ago. We patched her. Same story. 48 hours later, she picked up a glass for the first time with her left hand. It's 2 months later, and she started driving again. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with people, because I'm seeing this happen to people close to me, and I feel kind of obligated to share with people the magic of X39. So if you would like more in-depth info on exactly how this works, this is the website that you need to go look at. It's called thisisatinfo.com. Bottom left corner, you'll see a flag there. We can ship this product internationally. You click on the flag of where you are, it will translate it automatically. And here is all the medical trials, the patents, the story of where this all started. X39 has been 10 years in the making. And yeah, absolutely amazing just to go through all of that. All the info you're looking for is right there. There's some great testimonies in there as well. Please go take a deep dive there and go learn about what this technology is doing for people and exactly how it works. So what are the prices for one sleeve of X39? Now, just to make this clear, one sleeve is a month's supply. It's 30 patches, and you always just need to add your country tax and delivery charge. It depends from country to country what it is. Now, just to compare apples with apples, if you go do normal stem cell treatments, they can start at 5,000 US dollars, going up to a lot more than that. One of my friends in America, his son is autistic. They have gone for multiple stem cell treatments in Mexico, and it was more expensive than $10,000. It was about $20,000 a treatment. They once went twice in 1 year, and it did very, very little to him. And if you look at LifeWave, it is still a stem cell treatment, but it's at a fraction of the cost. So there's a retail price for X39 and 49. It's about 149.95 in US dollars. In South African rands, it's 3,400 rand, including VAT and delivery. The other products are roughly 79.95. It's about $1,900. I mean, 1,900 rand. But why do you want to pay retail price if you can pay wholesale? When you sign up as a member, you can immediately get it at cost. That brings the price down in South African rand to about 2,400 rand for X39, X49, and then the others vary between 49.95 and 69.95. So that's, let's call it 1,250 to 1,700. How that works is if you order one, you pay 69.95. If you order two, you pay 59.95, and if you order three, you get at 49.95. So they give you a bit of a discount when you buy it in bulk, just like X39. Just on the note of costing. Now, I know the people in America don't like it when I say this. I have to tell a story about my parents. So in the beginning of the year, my mom and dad started patching with X39 again. My stepfather has serious arthritis in his hand. He's a pianist, and there were certain notes that he couldn't play. So affordability was a thing for them. So this is what they're doing. My mom wears an X39 for 10 hours. She takes it off. She gives it to my stepfather. He wears it the next day, and they alternate who gets a new patch. And what I'm saying here is that you could stretch the sleeve over a 2 month period, just so you can start having results. It is definitely better to wear a fresh one every day, but I'm really excited to say that it's now literally a couple months later, and my stepfather's arthritis is completely gone. So I'd rather you let people use it like that and be consistent with it than not at all. So yeah, it's quite exciting that there is still some life in the patches on the second day. So just to quickly go through the different enrollment kits. So just like any product, if you buy it in bulk, you get it cheaper. The packages I like the most is silver, gold, and diamond. So just to quickly talk about silver, silver you immediately get the sleeves at cost. It's 299.95. It's about 6,800 rand. Then you get 3 months supply of X39. I like it when people start there because then I know they've got enough patches for the 90-day protocol. That is for one person. If you want to patch more than one person, I'd recommend you look at the gold package. That's 499.95. Yeah, you're getting 5 sleeves of X39. You say they say 0.5. They didn't cut one of the sleeves in half. They give you a complimentary product of any of the other products to try. So the saving there is about 1,600 rand when people come in at gold. If you want to patch the whole family, we see people coming in a diamond. That's about 35,000 rand, 1,599.95. Yeah, the saving, you're getting 3 free sleeves of X39. So it's let's call it just over 7,000 rand saving. The price of X39 then comes down to $84 a sleeve. What I love about LifeWave is you can upgrade through these packages and just pay the difference at any time, and then you'll get the difference in stock. And I think that is very fair. So you could literally start at bronze. That's the most expensive package because they charge this $25 registration fee. When you want more product, upgrade to silver and just pay the difference. So that's quite exciting. So just to go through some of the company stats. Now, when Chris presented this to me, the first thing that I asked him is, how long have the company been around? Now, this year, it's their 20-year birthday. And when I heard that, I had this big sigh of relief because I don't like startup companies. And what it says to me is stability. And if you can see where this company is going for the long term, this is not going anywhere. So, in just before they released X39, this company had a bunch of patches. They were doing about $28 million a year, and they released X39 and literally 10x their turnover between 2020 and 2022. And when I saw this, it was just with the release of X39. And this was during COVID as well. And I mean, what company 10x is their turnover while many companies are closing down? Last year, we did about 420 million US dollars for the year. It's projected to be a billion dollar company by 2025. And currently, we can ship this product to 87 countries, which is quite exciting if you know people overseas. And just know something, these products are patented. Every product is patented. X39 has been patented. It's still for 17 years. And what excites me about that is there's nothing in the marketplace that can do what this patch does. And it's protected by a patent. There's no competition. And that for me just screams opportunity. So I know the next part of my presentation is not for everybody, but what excites me about LifeWave is that if you are willing to share this with a couple people, you won't pay for your patches. This costs money, and I want every single person that's on the call to wear this for the rest of their life. And the way they've done it within LifeWave, if you share it with a couple of your friends, you can do that. And when I looked at this slide, I was like, what's most important in my life? Family, time, freedom, security, travel, better health, less debt. When I looked at this, I wanted all of it. And I think everybody on the call can relate. So just to quickly go on the two highlights on the compensation side, it's just two highlights. Um, this is a binary plan. It's as easy as going manager. That's the foundation of building the business. And you just need to know 4 people. You put 2 of your friends on your left leg and 2 of your friends on your right leg. And what's exciting about the binary and what makes it sustainable, they limited people with earnings of a maximum of $25,000 a week. I know that sounds very far-fetched, but even if you can just do $25,000 every year or every 3 years, that could make a huge difference. What I also love is that they pay us a matching bonus. So let's say you invited a friend, they start making, I call it $1,000 a week, you'll make a 250 of that. Let's say they get a friend and they make $1,000 a week, you'll make 20% of that, which is $200. And we can earn 3 levels deep matching bonus. And it's really, really high percentages. Yes, there are qualifications to open these levels, but it's easily achievable. So there is a lot of meat on the bone here, but again, you don't ever have to share this with anybody. Me personally, I feel obligated to share this with people just because I know it could potentially save a life. But just as long as you can use the technology, I'll be very, very happy. So we have weekly Zoom calls. They're on a Monday to a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And then on Thursdays, we do trainings at 8 o'clock. And then Fridays, there's meetings in America at 7. And then also Saturday night trainings at 8. And please plug in and come see what this amazing technology is doing for people. Now, that's pretty much the end of my presentation. I just wanted to say that there's a reason why LifeWave landed on your table. I don't know why. Uh, I can see how this has dramatically changed everybody close to me that's wearing it, and that's where my heart is at. I know that there's people in your inner circle that's in a lot of pain, that's dealing with issues where the doctors can't help, and here we've got hope in a form of a little patch. And this for me is very, very exciting. So that's pretty much it for me. I see quite a few people jumped on the call. Don, do you want to add something there? Let me know there, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. As always, a wonderful presentation, Gertrude Wilson. And I wish I could clap my hands every time and I hear you speak. But I must echo your statement in saying you are again obligated to share this with as many people as possible. And
Yes,
I share the very same sentiments in that. And this company is in 100 countries and is a 20-year-old company with
yes.
180 patents. And we have just joined it a year and a half, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet.